Hey everybody, Mike and Jim back here again for another one of our Hutchison Media Couch Sessions.
Couch session.
Today we got Johanna joining us from the Columbus Radio Group. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Senior Account Executive Extraordinaire.
That's right. Extraordinaire. Senior Account Executive.
Don't forget that.
As a self-titled hot dog extraordinaire, I enjoy that word. I think there's very good placing with it. So,
absolutely.
Today, why don't you tell us and everybody watching today a little bit about yourself and maybe a misconception about the platform that you represent.
Sure. Again, my name is Johanna. I sell radio advertising here in the market and been doing it for, I think, around 14 years. So it's a great medium to use for clients. I think the biggest misconception about radio that I sell is that a lot of people think that, well, especially now, you have iPods and you have all these other mediums that they say are taking away from radio. But really, radio, you still have 95% of people who are in the marketplace who are listening to radio, terrestrial radio, on any given week. And that's still huge. So even though they use other platforms, I think people still come back to like their home base and they like their local DJs in the marketplace because it's a sense of community. And I think that's kind of the biggest misconception. And the other one I always get with some of my advertisers would say, well, you know, referrals my biggest medium. You know, I like referrals. Everyone gives us referrals. Well, for what I sell, I think radio is a great referral medium. You get to tell your story to thousands of people and then really what you want. So it really portrays a good message, and you can really pick the demographic you want to reach for it. So.
Great. So based on all your years in the business, we know that you have certain things that differentiate you from other great sales reps in the market. What makes you great? What makes you different? What's your secret sauce in order to have the success that you've had?
I thought about this. What would I think just having fun with your clients. I think what makes everyone stand out is really being a client first. Client first, client first, client first. You know, I think having fun and really what's in the best interest for your client. I think there's a lot of reps out there, but sometimes I think we get you know, sometimes there's different programs out there like, oh, we'll just go ahead and put this person in this program. And I think really always thinking about your client and saying, well, does this fit this need for them right now? Always putting the client first, I think, and getting to know them. I mean, they're real people. Just like I'm real. Everyone's trying to do a job and wants them to be successful. And I think just being there for the client always helps. So
I was going to ask you, what would you do if you were a business owner? And as a business owner myself, you already answered what I try to do every day, which is create a sense of community with the customers and the people I'm working with. Is there something else you would do? A lot of people watching this are business owners themselves. If you were one, that you would do?
You know, I think if I was a business owner and I was in your shoes, I would say, you know, really your allies are agencies, media partners, and really get to know them. You know, I think they're really there on your side. It's like anyone who's trying to sell you a product or service. You know, I know sales comes across sometimes as that, ooh, that's dirty, it's ugly. It's really not. I think people are there to help you, right? I mean, so I think really trust them and really open the doors and really get to know them. And I think a lot of doors will then open for your business. And I think.
Well, I know the answer to this question with you, Johanna, could last any number of minutes, but we have to keep it somewhat short. So, give us one of your funniest moments in the career that you've had that might be appropriate for those.
Never had a funny moment. I promise.
That's a lie.
I have just a few. I would say one of my funniest moments was, and this is just when I first started in the business. I think my bosses would say, go out and call on some new clients and just talk with them. And I remember the first time I ever went out, I didn't even know where it was going. Thank God for GPSs. And I went to a veterinarian place, and one of the funniest things was that she was really interested in this package thing that we came up for her and all this stuff. And she was like, this is great. Like, I'm so excited. She's like, but I'd like to tweak a few things. And this is literally like week 1 of my career. And she's like, can we do this or change this? And I was like, oh, gosh, that really stinks. I'm so glad you're interested, but no, we can't. You can't change anything. It is what it is. And she was like, oh, really? Because I really like it. I just wish we could, you know, do some other elements. Sorry. That would not happen today. But I'm like thinking, I always think back about that. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, here I had someone who was really interested in doing this program, but nowadays we would say, okay, well, what can we do to
Everything
enhance
is
it?
customizable.
Right, it's customizable. We can enhance it. So, oh, you do have this other grand opening, or you have this going on. Sure, we can do this. We can't do this. And that was one of my funniest things. I remember being like, can I go back? Because I'm sure she could be a client.
Well, you live and you learn, onward and upward. Right. So, thanks for joining us today. This is Mike, Jeep, and Johanna signing off from another Hutchison Media couch session. Let's change the pace.
And as always, keep in touch with Hutch.